Hey everyone, today on the story time, on the Leland Klassen story time, if that's what we want to call it, I'm talking about that time that I went to visit my brother when I was in the 9th grade and he was like, whatever, 20 years old. So I am the youngest child. I'm a mistake.
Let's not start a pity party too soon.
It's true. My parents wanted 2 kids and I'm the third. And the reason I know that, it's like some people are like, when they hear that, they're like, well, that doesn't mean you're a mistake. No, for sure it means that, because my mom told me that. My mom confirmed it, like, oh yeah, no, you're totally a mistake. So I'm a mistake, and I'm cool with that. Not that she told me that so freely. That stung a little bit, but I'm cool that I was a mistake. That means that I have a higher purpose to be here. They didn't plan on it. But maybe God did. Do you know what I'm saying?
You just blew my mind.
So here's the thing. I lived in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan at the time. My brother lived in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Maybe I'll try to see if I can find a map. My mom was like, hey, why don't you go visit your brother? Like, you just go and spend a weekend there. I'll go send him out to visit his brother. And was that a big mistake?
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, he's 6 years older than me. So I was in the 9th grade. I think it makes him like 20 years old or something. Still also very young, but out on his own, working and just living there. So my mom took me to the bus depot, stuck me on the old greyhound, and was like, off you go. She sent me with a package of those chocolate wafer things. And I was supposed to bring those, I guess, to my brother or something. I ate them all on the trip.
What did it sound like?
So they were gone. But also I was bringing my brother his leather jacket. I think that's the only reason my brother agreed to this, to be honest with you. I think he was just like, yeah, Leland can come. That would be cool. Hang out with me for the weekend. Make sure he brings that leather jacket I bought. So I stuffed it on in there into the bag as well.
Most important thing right now is what happens to you, Leland.
I'm a little more immature than most, too. So there's a story you probably already heard. I'm referring you back to a story where I went to university and didn't know how to use an elevator. That's who in the 9th grade was sent on his own.
What could possibly go wrong?
Anyway, I show up in Lloydminster. It's a border town, Alberta-Saskatchewan border. So that's exciting already. Get to the bus depot. I come out. My brother's not there, because I had some relatives that live near there. And they picked me up because my brother couldn't make it. Took me to my brother's apartment. He was living with my cousin. Maybe that's why I think it was my cousin that picked me up. But anyway, my brother finally got home from work.
Whatever you say, brother.
And he was like, hey, let's do it. Let's go out. It's great that you're here. Where's my leather jacket? So I pulled the jacket up. He actually got mad at me. He was like, you can't. It's a leather jacket. You don't stuff it into a bag like that. Why would you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm in the 9th grade. How about that? I'm 14 and I'm an immature 14. I'm like an 8-year-old. I didn't say all that. We go to grab something to eat. Now I didn't bring money. I didn't have money. I guess my mom was supposed to send me with a bunch. She didn't send me with much at all. So he was kind of ticked about that. He had to pay for everything. So he was like, oh, brother. Do you want your leather jacket or not, buddy?
You did not say.
Anyway, we go to the mall, because that's what you do when you're in Lloydminster. Pretty happening place. That's the thing, too. Like, I think we spent a couple hours there, and it's not a big mall. He introduced me to his friends. Hey, it's my little brother. My little brother. Everybody check it out. It's my little brother. So we go to the mall. My brother's walking around there and introduced me to his friends. It's cool. We're walking together. He sees a girl, a gal, a chick, I believe he called them back then. I'm not endorsing that.
Oh yeah, there's a ringing endorsement.
And so he went over there and was talking her up. And the next thing I know, he's not with us anymore. And he's like trying to pick up this chick. Again, I don't endorse that kind of language. He was trying to pick up this lady. Anyway, all of a sudden he's gone. Like, he just left the mall without me. He left with this girl to go for probably for coffee. All they did was go for coffee. That's all they did. There's a Boston Pizza in Lloydminster every couple of hours. Let's go for coffee. It's just like, oh, it's so annoying. And this is so lame. We just sit around now and talk. Why can't we just do this at home? So he was gone and the mall was closing.
They're going to take you.
My brother's buddies were like, well, just come with us. It was Marcel Reimer was the guy I think I went with. And they all had like, not hot rods, but they liked their cars. And they liked their older cars with a little bit of muscle.
American muscle.
He's like, well, just come with me to a movie. And I was trying to, I actually dug up from 1986. I went to IMDb and I was like, oh, let me just look up all the movies that were there because maybe that'll remind me of something. And it didn't.
No, don't do that. You're not stupid.
I can't remember what movie I went. But here are the highest grossing movies of 1986. Top Gun, that would have been awesome. Crocodile Dundee, Platoon, Karate Kid Part 2, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, Back to School. I think that's that Rodney Dangerfield movie, that comedy. Aliens, The Golden Child, Eddie Murphy. Ruthless People, I think that's a comedy too. And Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So I like to think it was like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, although I'm pretty sure I didn't see that in theaters. Or Top Gun. Let's say it's Top Gun for the story.
But if the government trusts me, maybe you could.
I think that's way cooler. So we were watching Top Gun or The Golden Child. It would have been cool if it was The Golden Child too. Eddie Murphy movies. They were awesome. I don't think that one did as well as some of his other earlier ones, but can't go wrong. It's Eddie Murphy. Anyway, so we're sitting in the theater. And I don't know where my brother is, but I was like, well, don't panic. Just hang out with these guys, these complete strangers that I don't know.
He's not a stranger, is he?
And this Marcel Reimer guy starts chatting up this chick. And I'm using chick just because it's just easier if I just use their vernacular. Okay.
That's how it starts.
So he starts talking up with this girl. And the next thing you know, he's like, okay, we're going to go over here. And like, I forget who I was with then. But then we went to the Boston Pizza and my brother finally showed up and then took me home. But I was like, what is going on?
Chicks.
The next day, the Saturday, he kind of took me around the town to kind of show me some sights of Lloydminster. There's not a lot of sights in Lloydminster. I think we went to Miller Park. You know, he was telling me, yeah, this is where you can get chicks and here's where you more chicks. And it's just like I was starting to form a pattern here. His entire life revolved around picking up chicks.
Where's all the chicks at?
Again, his words, not mine.
Sure.
So Sunday rolled around. I forget what we did like on the Saturday night. Probably went out for coffee and tried to pick up chicks. Is likely what happened.
Cruise chicks, meet them, girls.
Sunday rolled around and we went to church because that's what you do. My brother was like, no, church is a really important thing to me. Because this is where you can find the best chicks.
How very deeply you have disappointed me.
He didn't say that, but that I wouldn't doubt it if that was his reasoning back then. And remember, I'm a ninth grader. I'm like 13 or 14 years old, so I'm just taking this all in. I don't think this is the influence that my mom wanted me to have. I'm worried about Leland a little bit. Maybe his older brother can talk some sense into him. And then I go visit my brother, and he's just all about getting with the ladies.
My man.
Sunday night, we actually went. It wasn't his girlfriend. It was my brother's girlfriend, because clearly he was playing the field a little bit. But there was a girl he was really interested in, and they had talked about dating, or they had dated for a while, or it was still kind of up in the air. And she had just got back from Hawaii, so we went over to her apartment, and she was showing us pictures of Hawaii. And then I think we either watched a movie or played a board game or something with some friends. So that wasn't about picking up chicks. Well, it was about picking up chicks. It was the girl that it was like, hey, this could be the one. I don't think you're ready. Even in ninth grade, I was like, you don't seem to be ready to settle down just yet.
You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha.
It was all about picking up chicks. That was the whole weekend, and that was probably his life back then. He wasn't just about that. Maybe at 20.
How you feel about your family is a complicated thing.
I'm painting a poor picture of my brother right now. He's not really up on the social media, but I know he sees YouTube clips. And and if he watches this, he's going to be so mad.
Your family is in our prayers.
It's true, though. This is my 9th grade perception. It was just like, wow, all he cares about is picking up chicks. And the recollection, like, I can't remember the movie we watched. I can't remember a ton of stuff. Like, I don't remember much at all. And I think that's my brain kind of protecting me because it was traumatized a little bit by that weekend. But that was a fun weekend for me. I grew a lot. I learned a lot. And now I know how to pick up chicks. I'm kidding. I don't endorse the word chicks.
Chicks dig that.
Subscribe below. Hit the notification bell so you can get updates on more stories about my siblings and other such things. And Les, if you're watching, I'm sorry. But it's true.